Alright, hi everybody! What is up? I hope you guys are ready for more nonsense in Elpis. Hey Danny! Ooh, my other water bottle is in the other room. One moment. Let me make sure I'm logging into the right character and then go grab that. Okay. We got everything under control. Okay. Oh. Huh? What? Let me check something. Oh, wait a minute. I know what happened. Hang on. Did I... Yes, I did. There we go. Don't worry about it. All right. We are officially back in Elpis. And look at all these side quests we gotta do. So, let's just go in the circle. We'll go this way. Actually, yeah. That should be fine. I don't think that's a quest chain. Grillos is cursing up a storm. Crows like that little sod. Or crows take that little sod. Where's it gone? Oh, I was unaware we had a visitor. Pardon my language. I should hate to give a poor impression of Elpis with my unprofessional behavior. Alas, I am quite at my wit's end with this new cultivar. You are fortunate not to have overheard worse. I promise you, I probably have. Just not from you. Its restorative properties are superlative, that much is true. Yet what possessed its creator to give it such nimble little legs? I shall never understand. I really must impress upon those fools at the words of Halmarut that not everything need be ambulatory. I have tried leashing it, fencing it in, staring at it with all my might, each to no avail. Its resourcefulness is far beyond what one could, and I dare say should, wish of a vegetable. Given that it shows such signs of sentience, however, perhaps it is possible for another intelligent creation to commune with it. Are you willing to make the attempt? When it embarked upon its most recent bid for freedom, I sent my assistant after it. His own legs have grown quite powerful by this point, so with any luck, you will find them not too far to the west. Oh, hang on. Saya, Luca, what's going on? What's fine? Meow. At Hippotho's side is a familiar creature. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar. If you're familiar with the concept. Ha. Oh, just my little joke. Shizune, was it? I'm Hippotho. Meow, meow. Yes. We're getting to that. Shizune, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's in Ailaros. The Ailarai are one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sign of danger, they'll sound the alarm. By which I mean, mewl loudly. Though we do our best to observe all our creations, Elpis is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures was in order. Thus have I taken this Ailaros under my wing to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This morning we are testing her ability to... Morning? Yes, it is morning. We are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Simply tell her that her task has begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you've found them. We can't have beasts running amok. Meow, meow. I know how following works. I've been playing this game for like 12 years. Also, I know what I can speak English, and I know what the word follow means. But at least these new tutorial pop-ups mean we don't get the mechanics explained to us every single time we encounter them, which is nice. Where are you taking me? Right through an enemy. Awesome. Thank you. It's known only to occult circles. Shit, they know. They're gonna find out I know their secrets. Their Aileros alerts you to two nearby creatures that are facing one another, or one another down, and looks at you expectantly. Can I talk with you more, Mew Mew? Where'd it go? Oh, this way. Whoops. Oh, river! You wouldn't leave me to fight these things all by myself, would you? Oh, that was it? Okay. I like how when we're looking for a flower for Hermes with, Medion, she's like, oh, those are blocked in because they're either poisonous or need to be protected. And then the game lets me just run right through them on my chocobo. Huh? She seems quite content, but in the name of science, were the results? I beat up real good. As I expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, the both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too, but it's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Ailoroi are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise to, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? Oh, it is a quest chain. Whoops. You know what? Let me grab everything else first, then. Despite appearances, alchemy has a lot on her mind. What do you mean, despite appearances? What does that mean? Aw, aren't you just adorable? Yes, you are. Hello? That's what I love about familiars. So whimsical. I have a test that is perfectly suited for one such as yourself. I would like you to inspect the flower beds north of here. I suspect they will have accumulated some ethereal masses. Should you find any, please bring them to me. Do look carefully now. If I needed someone to wander off with the task half finished, I would have asked one of the other researchers. Damn. Tell us what you really think. The mount researcher requires some assistance in testing the grip's capabilities. Where did you come from? Get back, quickly! Yeah? How odd. Generally speaking, the grips would sooner gore you than look at you. Did your creator imbue you with a special talent for soothing savage beasts, perchance? Or it just looked at me and knew its place? Curious indeed. I dare say this calls for further experimentation. I don't suppose you would be willing to attempt a flight on its back? I hope that the grips will find use as a mount, you see. But its aggression toward unfamiliar faces has precluded any real trials thus far. Please consider it. I'll be back. Chloris appears to be hard at work. Oh well. Everyone certainly seems content to allow their familiars to wander about unattended of late. I must say, it's becoming something of a distraction. I've been attempting to prune this bush for ages. Who is responsible for you? Azam? You're gonna get mad at Azam? Azam, you say? In that case, I suppose some degree of independence is to be expected. I can't tell if that's an insult or not. I take it you're the resilient sort as well? I mislike where this is going. You are an assertive one, aren't you? No matter. If I know Azam, your curiosity will get the better of you soon enough. Oh, it's one of those quests. Okay. Got it. That wasn't a funny dialogue option. That was oh, you turned them down. Talk again to continue the quest. You name it, I've been punched by it. That's wonderful to hear. The Acantha population around the Wonders is in need of culling, you see. The appropriate number of specimens has been moved to the Hungering Gardens, a far more suitable habitat, but the remainder need to be cut down ere they harm the local environment. You can attract one by applying this nectar water to yourself. Really? Perhaps over by the beacon to the northeast. We should hate for the creature to lumber over here and mistake anyone else for a tasty snack after all. What do you mean, anyone else? Do I look like food to you? Hurax would ask you a question with absolutely no ulterior motive whatsoever. Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, are you Azam's familiar, are you not? I pose to you a question. Imagine an object you truly desire lies before you. What do you do? Shout need! Yeah, that. Actually me. For real, for real. I see. As rumored, you do show a glimmer of intelligence. Avarice is a mark of sentience, you know. Speaking of which, my pot of nectar has recently gone missing, along with the nymphi I was observing. Welcome as this confirmation of their intelligence is, they aren't meant to eat all of that at once. Of course, I should pursue them. I can read. Of course, should I pursue them, they will like as not hide for fear of reprisal, while they devour the lot. However, they may respond if a fellow familiar expresses her doubt that so much nectar truly belongs to them, if you take my meaning. Is that quest marker in the... what? Where? Oh, there we go. The Isle designer believes that a little learning is a dangerous thing, though perhaps not for the commonly accepted reasons. Fortified enclosures? That would be dreadfully dull for all involved. Oh, if only there were someone who... Aha! You have impeccable timing, my friend. I am in need of a bit of assistance, you see. Do you even have any money? Why, of course I do. Are not all creative minds well compensated for their work? God, I wish! Now listen, we have been asked to design a new island for the purposes of containing and monitoring poisonous specimens. Alas, we know little of such concepts. And last I attempted a bit of research, I woke up 3 days later with far too much information about gripes. You, however, have the look of a familiar with, or that could possibly care less, or could not possibly care less about this subject. Thus do I require your services. You need only ask the researchers at Agnoisis for a brief introduction to poisonous creatures, and steadfastly ignore any niggling curiosity in favor of reporting back here. Okay. This marker is... What? Oh, here we go. Yep. Mandragores were a mistake. Gibberish. I don't know how to read that. How the fuck am I supposed to read the beeps and boops of a mandragora? Grillos sent you to commune with the mandragora. Best of luck. What's really funny is that this is so far the only being where their name has not changed since ancient times. That's kind of hilarious. The Mandragora emits a screech not unlike the sound of a Magitech airship's hull rending in twain, but it is unclear what this is meant to convey. Oh, is it just screaming? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Ah! Right, of course, because it's based off of a mandrake. Did that help? No. My horns are ringing. So even its fellow creations cannot understand it. What a pity. Granted, I did suspect its vocal organ was unique. Aha! If you took the same form, that may be less of an obstacle. Though I am admittedly unversed in the original design specifications, I should have a little difficulty transforming you into its mirror. Shall we have a go? Wait a minute. Wait, why are you nodding, Shizune? Wonderful. Now, stand still. Hold on. Hey! I didn't actually consent to this. Excuse me? Grumble, grumble. If anything, you understand even less than you did before. How was that? One moment, please. Nope, not you. Pardon me, I had not the slightest idea what you were saying. Would you mind repeating it? I said fuck you! I didn't consent! What the fuck? Foiled again. Nevertheless, we have gained valuable data. Ah! Well, there it goes. Alas. Please inform Grillos that it may be some time before I return. That sounds like a you problem, my dude. Good luck. Did you locate the Mandragora? Yeah. Seemingly incapable of comprehensible communication, is it? Perhaps its degree of intelligence bears further scrutiny. Of course, if upon further observation it is deemed sentient, it will be subject to even greater scrutiny to ensure that it can be safely set loose. To understand each creation in all its aspects, and conclusively prove it be beneficial or detrimental to the star. Such is our duty and burden as researchers. At least we can say with certainty that its legs work. They sure do. Perhaps I shall petition for incorrigible to be added to the list of this concept's innate traits. Hippotho wishes to conduct another test of the LRI's capacity, and yours. I am so pleased that you're willing to join us in further research. Thus far, you have noted this Ailuros' response to stimuli. However, the Ailuroi have one more very special capability. Aren't you curious? Is it the capability to be just the cutest little babies? Look at the little guy. You'll be pleased to know that I have dispatched one additional Ailuros to fly about the 12 wonders. Then, if she is working as designed, the phenomenon should be clearly observable. I expect you will be able to collect evidence of it from my fellow researchers. Say Orluros, Dokylion, and Chloris. Do present your conclusions to me when you've finished. One moment. I think a couple of those people may be people I also have to do quests for. Let me clean up this map a little bit. Ah! Aha! An ethereal mass. That's one. And 2. Though you examine the flower bed closely, there are no ethereal masses to be found. Ah. And 3. Oh, there's a little orange bloop over here. Got it. Okay, yeah. Oh, right. I need to dump, like, nectar or whatever all over me. This must be the location Chloris mentioned. Applying the nectar water to yourself ought to attract an acantha or two. Ah. Go away. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd you get that? Oh, Blackstar was level 86? Why did I think that was a higher level skill? Nice. Okay, let's try that again. A sweet scent with a touch of ripeness fills the air. Okay. No! My pitch perfect! So much for the Ant War 2 part. Okay. I am going to go grab this quest over here. What are you? Oh. 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 Squeal? The nymphy squeaks innocently in response to your query, but you have ample reason to doubt its sincerity. Okay, seriously, Final Fantasy XIV dev team, what is your beef with beavers? What did they ever do to you? Who hurt you? Squeal, squeal. The nymphy waddles away, looking rather pleased with itself. Squeal? Oh, this is just the same dialogue. All right. I doubt. Squeal, squeal, squeal. The nymphy squeals in a presumably disgruntled fashion and waddles away. Nya, 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 nya. Here we go. Is your dialogue gonna be different if I talk to you? Okay, no it is not. Doubt! Doubts be upon ye! Squeal! Squeal! The nymphy waddles away, but not before you catch a strong whiff of nectar. And now I'm gonna teleport over here. Because, work smarter, not harder, right? The quintessential example of poisonous specimen is the Morble Marquis, of course. Or Marquis or Marcus? Never was there a creation so foul, so pungent, hence the name. Indeed, the concept was has lately been adjusted to prevent any further accidents. But the Marcus, oh, the Marcus, it blinds the eyes and paralyzes the body, even as the mind desires nothing so much as to vomit continually to purge its stench. Why did they ever make that thing? You have learned the odoriferous origin of Morbles. Even its creators don't know why it exists. Awesome. Are you soliciting ideas for an Isle of Poisonous Concepts? In that case, you might ask after the new cultivar from the Chthonic Horns. I am told it bears a poison fruit. You have learned of a deadly new cultivar. What? The Morble? Are you talking about the Morble? Because, like, it hatches from fruit? Poisonous creatures? Why, there's one right here. You're poisonous, but you're so pretty. As you can see, its skin is translucent. The body within is, shall we say, squishy. Fortunately for it, those beautiful sleeve-like appendages conceal countless minute stinging darts. Most other creatures cannot so much as touch it, let alone devour it. I mean, its size might also play a part in that. It would be fascinating to see how it fares against non-aquatic concepts. Ooh, perhaps it could even fly. Should have light enough gas be incorporated into the membrane. You've learned a disturbing fact about stinging invertebrates. Yeah, it is basically a jellyfish. Okay, but they mention it flying. What if they made, like, a mount of one of these? Just let me ride on its back. I'm sure it'd be fine. Oh, what am I doing? I have a return button. A tiny winged creature? Do you refer to Hippotho's familiar, perchance? I did see it not long ago. I know not where it's gone off to, I regret to say. I would assist in your search, but I must put brush to parchment before I forget what I meant to write. Outside of my observational duties, I have been laboring over a treatise on aquatic flora, you see. Yet rereading my work a moment ago, I was suddenly struck with how trite my conclusion sounds. I believe I know precisely how to strengthen it, however. I dare say even Helmerud shall be impressed by my insight. Oh-ho! Hi there, little guy! Isn't this the most darling familiar you have ever seen? Behold its soft and fluffy fur, its pudgy belly, its charming little bell, its eyes that gaze imploringly into the very depths of your soul. It makes you want to dismantle it and gobble its adorable ether right up, does it not? Whoa there, I know cuteness aggression is a thing, but chill, my dude. I dare not, of course. Whoever it belongs to would be quite cross indeed. Yet to even gaze upon it stokes within me a creative passion the likes of which I've never known. Alas, my muse. Perhaps I need create my own familiar of surpassing cuteness after all. What? So you can eat it? I'm gonna back away from you. Sniff. Ah, the scent of nectar water and fresh-cut vines. You did as I asked. 'Tis much appreciated. The acanthi grow and propagate quickly. Too quickly, as I have learned. Their short life cycle makes them an excellent source of fertilizer in woodland areas. I had hoped this factor would be enough to keep their population in check, but it appears that without natural predators, they proliferate so fast as to smother the local flora. Danny, we knew the ancients had their share of weirdos. Asm exists. Moving them to the gardens will do for the moment, but I must find the means to make them less invasive as a species, lest they be deemed unsuited to this world. I couldn't bear to see that happen to my darlings. Oh, did I neglect to mention that I am the creator of the Acantha concept? A great many of those who research the creations in Elpis submit our own concepts from time to time, you know. It would be wasteful not to put the knowledge we gain from our observations to use. Just as it would be wasteful to allow my darlings to be sent to leave. I will make this concept work, I promise you that. They never really properly explain what that means. Is that why the area that like overlooks the waterfall from Leith is called the Morning Dew? As in mourning someone, not the time of day? I would advise you to keep your head down. I saw some manner of creature darting about in the air just now. If it carries on like that, it's only a matter of time before it collides with someone's skull. It startled me so badly that I accidentally created a winged fish. Of all things, which itself escaped into the skies ere I knew it. Though, now that I have a moment to reflect on its speedy departure, perhaps the ability to fly is not so wasted upon aquatic creatures as I believed. Surely such a boon would give them a heretofore unknown capacity to evade predation. The recent fashion for flying concepts may have something to it after all. I really must pay a visit to the Bureau of the Architect next time in Amarat. I doubt anyone has registered a winged fish yet. You might be surprised. Are you willing to ride the grips? Splendid. We can begin immediately, assuming you have your preferred riding trousers on. Are you and your trousers ready to ride the grips? Sure, yes. Whee! This is one of those quests where I have no control. But I bet I could get some really nice views. The both of you have wonderfully relaxed riding positions. What say you to a little tour of Elpis? What do you mean the both of us? You mean me and the griffin? Sorry, the grips? This is as much as I can zoom out. Sorry, guys. Also, some tour in the fog. Whoop. Neotophoron's beauty is ever striking. Not the blossoms which change color. Or note the blossoms that change, which change according to Elpis' seasons and ethereal balance. A true masterwork. The grip seems quite content. A result of the flowers' sweet perfume and your masterful handling, no doubt. Gonna be real, I wasn't expecting to see another player up there. These beacons are crucial to our operations here in Elpis, and make convenient lodestars for flying specimens under observation. Successful concepts sight them from a distance and can approach without hesitation. The Grips has passed that test with flying colors, so let us return to solid ground. An elegant landing, another mark in favor of the Grips' utility as a mount. I believe I have the data I need. Thank you for your cooperation. It was my pleasure. I'm sure you are curious as to what today's trial means for our friend here. If you like, we can speak further back at the Wonders. Sounds good. And then I just get dumped here. All right. We're gonna take the easy way back. We'll turn in her quest last. So we'll start over here. Oh, the stairs were right there. Oh well. You've returned, but where are my nymphi? Beavers. What in the world are you talking about? Come now, tell me what you saw. Spare no detail. I'm a professional. But beavers? Strange brown-furred creatures that waddled? My nymphi are bright and winged and... Oh. Oh no. No, that's absurd! Tell no one of this. Some things are better off lost. Right and winged. Did you create pixies? Do pixies just turn into beavers? Is that the implication here? You saw nothing. Alrighty. There you are. I had begun to worry you'd become mired in the minutiae. This information, or note about singing invertebrates. This information on the efficacy of singing invertebrates' defense mechanisms is rather fascinating, or terrifying, depending on who you ask. Note about a toxic cultivar. This vague information about a plant that bears poison fruit bears further investigating by someone who cares. And note about the marble marquise. In retrospect, you really ought to have expected to hear about marbles and their noble lineage when you took this assignment. 3 notes. Enough to see our options, yet not so many as to lead us into the weeds. Well done. My, this Marcus is fascinating, isn't it? How might one contain such a specimen, that it not befoul its environs beyond repair? You don't. I simply must know. Excuse us. We're off to see a man about a marble. You learn to recognize the telegraph of its attack and you dodge. Welcome back. You will be pleased to know that based on these results, I am confident the grips can be trained to become the perfect mount. It scorns unfamiliar or clumsy hands, yes, but so long as it trusts its rider, it serves her incomparably. Given Hermes' own expertise, flying creatures are always subject to immense scrutiny before approval. Even so, I have no doubt that our proud friend will pass muster. Funny you should mention it, because, did you scrutinize every corner of the beds? Yeah. Coagulated ether found floating near the 12 Wonders. As I suspected, masses of earthen aspect. The gardens of the 12 Wonders reflect the balance of dynamic and stagnant ether of all 6 aspects. An excess of activity in a single aspect leads to this type of agglomeration. 'Tis these flowers' way of bearing fruit, so to speak. Beautiful as that may sound, ethereal masses indicate that we must adjust to the ethereal balance in Elpis to maintain an ideal environment. There's naught for you to worry about, or your dear little head about, of course. Such magic is as simple as breathing for us. Run along now. Meow, meow. I see you have spoken to everyone. And what are your findings? You've got a friend and a colleague here who's kind of a freak. Exactly right. The Alluroi bless those they meet with inspiration. After all, we're all at our best and our brightest when our hearts are at ease. With clarity of thought and faith in ourselves, we can do anything. And what could possibly quell inner turmoil as well as a lovable creature like this? Mew mew! Ah, it seems duty calls. She senses another irregularity. Off you go then, dear girl. With today's results, the Ailuros concept will be approved in no time. I am truly fortunate to have such wonderful familiars to work with. Yourself included, of course. Uh-huh. Okay, that is a 539... What, bracelet? Ring. Hank has a 510. Is that going to be the lowest eye level thing that we have? Right, because aiming and striking or scouting share accessories. So yeah, this is going on Dark Knight. There we go. Okay. And with that, let's dive back into MSQ. Oh, I remember where we are. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Shizune. It will help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. Were you able to get some rest? Please, do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. I'm fine. Hermes appears solemn and sorrowful. Was that really all the quests? I guess so. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Icones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and, as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Icones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a research purpose hazardous life form. A restricted purpose for hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Icones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to the study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course. Let us be off, then. We return to the main aisle. Nope, that's not the button I wanted to click. There we go. Are the others here? No? Okay. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Shizune handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. You got it! If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emmett Selk, unneeded though it is. Medion, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes... The Iconos must be reverted. I would spare you the pain. And mine. Or their pain and mine. This is my burden, not yours. But if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Never mind my wounds. They are easily healed. It is the Icones which concern me. Stay with Hermes, Shizune. He will need someone when the time comes. Okay, like, here's the thing. I get where Hermes is coming from in terms of feeling bad for having to unmake these things. But I think I bitched about this last week, but like, creatures, or like animals typically don't lash out in violence unless there is something wrong. And if they're being fed properly and there wasn't anything like obviously harassing them, then either there is something else physically or mentally, emotionally hurting them. And it might just be that they're lashing out violently because their very existence is pain. Also, where is his sympathy for the creatures that these things kill if they're left alive? The people, the other animals? Does he only have sympathy for the things that, like, get unmade by people because they're a threat to everything else on the planet? I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present. But if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Icon's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Let's go. Not quite yet. Stand your ground a little longer. Oh, okay. Oh no, and no. I'm gonna snooze it.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction?
I think Emmett Selk's point is that Hermes is too soft for this job.
I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death.
It's not your choice, my dude, it's his!
I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts. I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna put up the ad break and go grab some food real quick. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And yeah, everybody go stretch, grab water, hug your pets, and I will see you all then. So there's a spider on my desk, so I'm gonna need to go burn down my entire building. It's been nice knowing you guys. In all seriousness, I just need to rant for a moment, because, like, I get Hermes comes across as really sympathetic at first, but he's actually kind of terrible. Like, I bet if he existed in, like, outside of the game, he would be the kind of person who would refuse to euthanize a pet who was dying. Tiny, I don't care. It was a tiny little spider, and now I don't know where it is. I just know it's somewhere on my desk. I don't like bugs. But yeah, I bet Hermes would be the kind of person who'd refuse to euthanize any pets that he had and would judge other people for it. Even though those animals, like, even though the pet is, like, in pain and there's nothing you can do for it. And that's not actually kindness. Like, I get it. It sucks. I feel bad, but, you know, he has zero sympathy for the animals that and people that could have been hurt by those creatures. You know, he cares more about these things that are causing enemy or like problems than he does for their victims, which, you know, is appropriate given things. But anyway, also, hey, Oddlander. It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. Me injured? Nah. The other Icones have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Also, there's that. Like, the fact that he's acting like he gets his, like, it's not his life. If his predecessor wants to, like, especially in this society where you don't die until you want to, like, who is he to be like, oh yeah, I don't want to take over as Fandaniel because then that means I approve of my predecessor's death. Whether or not you approve is irrelevant, my dude. He's still gonna do it. Yeah, I don't think he actually, I think he cares more about the fact that it makes him feel bad than for the actual creatures he's claiming to feel bad about. It's, I don't know if concern, well, it's not really concern trolling. Well, kinda. Like, I don't think his, yeah. He doesn't care about whether or not he doesn't care about the victims of the Icones. And I bet he doesn't even care about what kind of pain or what else may have caused them to be so aggressive in the first place. Because again, animals don't lash out like that unless there's something up. And so he doesn't care about that. He just cares about, oh, we have to kill these things and, like, wipe them out. He doesn't care about the feelings of his predecessor. He just cares that, oh, my predecessor is dying and that makes me sad. Yet never has a departure caused me such a grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Also, like, I don't think Ebit Selk was, like, being, like, ignorant of the timing and stuff when he's told Hermes to join the convocation. I think his point is that Hermes is too soft and, like, this job is not a good match for him. Oop. I don't know what answer he's searching for, or if it is within our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will be the lesser, or all be the lesser for it. Also, if he really had an issue with societal structures, he's being invited to join the world's government. What better position could he be in to like affect change if he really wanted to? Hythlodaeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. As I understand it, a good chunk of what being on the convocation involves is arguing with each other. Sorry, debating. Same difference. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Shizune? Will you continue along with us? Sure. Ah, spider. Nope, 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 nope. I know the solution to getting rid of a spider without or like get rid of it entirely is probably a bigger spider, but wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. The worst part is it's not even crawling around. This thing just like dangled down in front of my desk, which means it's coming from the ceiling. And also, either that thing moves really fast or there's more than one of them building a web above my house or above my desk. I hate that. If you were to follow me, we will first head back towards Agnorisis. I just realized. Let me check something. Oops, was there an ether current over here? I should probably grab that before we get too far. Unless when they say northwest, they mean north-north. But better to check. And be wrong, then get all the way to the end of this part of MSQ and still not have flying yet because I missed an easy to find ether current. Never mind. Yeah, it's up there. Never mind. Not that it completely matters, because as soon as we get flying, we leave this area, but I would still rather not have to backtrack. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Notonis. There we will find one of the noose, which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? Thanks, Sithliday is here, bro. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. His poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Here we are, Nautonus. This noose will take us to Kylium Melios, or Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
I was close with my pronunciation.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Hythlodaeus, you're adorable.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Benar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Benar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk.
Oh,
I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number.
oops. Did I do that? And by I mean the current Azem.
A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
Aww, besties.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
For grapes, allegedly. That's actually one of the short stories from Tales in the Shadows. Someone, not naming any names, may or may not have provided her the means to do so. Like, the thing is, Azim says it's because the island had really good grapes, but I always interpreted that as, like, a half joke, like, half, oh yeah, I'm saying it's because of the grapes, but actually it's because of the people.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
I'm Shizune.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Wild that she just clocks that.
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance?
Primals, you say? Well, I'm not familiar with such beings, but if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Actually,
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours.
that's not necessarily a bad thing. Create a new divergent timeline.
How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge. So you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
It is about to get heavy,
I've been
but
working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
I know a way to lighten the mood. For most of us. Not for Emmett Selk, but the rest of us.
We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Here's how you lighten the mood for everybody but Emmett Selk. Hey, Emmett Selk, you know how you have that best friend who you love oh so very much and is your favorite person ever named Azem? And you know how you commented on how my soul is the same color as Azem's soul? Well, funny you should mention that. There's two of us now, yay! The future. Our future. I'm definitely curious to hear more. Well... And there, I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. Zim's ether. How could you have possibly thought I was harmless? As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future this and changing history, that can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. Like I said, I'm... What's the math on this now? 8/14 of Azem's soul! Haha! And from the sounds of it, we have roughly the same personality. It's exciting in itself. There's two of us. Somewhere. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Aureus which made off with it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Yeah, sure. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted all our efforts. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna start by checking the high ground, because I can always jump off. No. Oh, wait. Nah, nope. Oh! Thank you for the posture check, Danny. And the hydrate. Let's see if we can sneak past these. Nope. Definitely not Coral Regina's. Yeah? Oh, wait. Here we go. Concept crystal. I found it! The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old asm into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper, when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. Hee hee. Oops, did I do that? Sorry. The asms, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. Maybe the grapes that Asm likes so much are also sour. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. A scintillating crystal upon which is stored some manner of esoteric concept. Here you go. The crystal! Well done! Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? It's one of my jobs. I've often been asked to do so. Oh, you too? Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Asm, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested. My options sought concerning my opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is, the way that one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? The Na is in a cheerful mood. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned to the stolen property. If you would go ahead on to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. What's that? We can't make a diverging timeline where the final days were averted? Gosh, if only we'd spent an entire expansion recently, and by recently I mean relative to this expansion, changing the timeline to avert a disaster. If only we had an experience with an expansion where somebody came from the future, where an apocalypse happened, and with his help, we were able to prevent that apocalypse and create a new timeline. You needn't be nervous around Vana. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary, Elpis, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. Gee, I'm so glad you're worried about my comfort, Emmett Selk. That's so nice of you. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please, make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Sure, hang on. Let me just unburden all my trauma to you guys. Oh, I'm torn between the first two. I'm gonna go with this one. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. By someone at this table, by the way.
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Heidelin? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
Are you ever actually home?
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
You don't say!
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Funny thing about that thing that they should have explored more, she's made out of you, but she's the primal of light, and maybe they should have leaned more into that, and the fact that she isn't, like, she's the primal of stasis, and that's why she didn't even bother to try. Because, yeah, Hydaelyn's actions are super out of character for Vana herself, and that should have been explored better.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
Trauma and being tempered by Zodiac will do that to a guy.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this Zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
You barely have any of that left at that point, and I think you were trying to get me to remember.
Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
Hey, Emmett Selk. Color of my ether? Significant, important. Pay attention to it.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me.
Buddy.
But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Meow meow.
Emmett Selk, wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
I actually need to step away for like 2 minutes, and then I'll decide which one of these I'm gonna pick. So I will BRB. All right, sorry about that. All right. I'm gonna go with this one because this is the only thing that makes sense. Because, like, yeah, Dynamis is probably important, but I don't know. Do I want to say Dynamis is the key, or Hermes and Meteon are somehow involved? Because, like, the Hermes and Meteon thing, well, no. I mean, I know Fandaniel is the reason all of this went to shit, which is why I'm here. I'm still trying to make sense of it all, I think, is the one I'm gonna go with.
I see. Then for now, it might be best that we follow your lead and investigate he who will become Fandaniel. And if Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, we would do well to learn more about it. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now, suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Shall we begin our investigations, then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Side quests! Sorry, not Azum. Sorry, Vana. Duty calls. Did I already attune myself here? I did, but I'm also going to set this as my home point. There we go. A troubled taxonomist is having second thoughts. Perfect timing, familiar. I have a favor to ask of you. It's my job to name the creations brought to us, but I can't seem to decide on one for this particular concept. It may be because I'm the one who designed it. It's a species of plant which I intend as a gift from my love. A clear conflict of interest, unfortunately. My names are always fair and logical and perfectly suited to the creation. But this time, I'm not so sure. I do have a name for it, but what if it's not suitable? What if it's too personal? I thought of discussing the matter with my associates, but my dilemma is far too embarrassing. Would you ask if they think the name is appropriate in my stead? Don't worry, I won't expect you to work without recompense. Sure, what are you trying to name it? This is the creation, a yellow pansy, and the name I have in mind is Mythos. Meligros has a request for you. You're familiar, aren't you? Perfect timing. A pair of researchers are scheduled to arrive today from Amarat, and I need you to collect their concepts from them. We've completed assessments for their creations, you see, and must make preparations to officially register the designs with the Bureau of the Architect. Please make sure to also ask for any provisional names they might have for their works. concept observer has a test to run. You're familiar, aren't you? Have you any prowess in battle? Boy, do I! Good. I could use your help with something. You see, I was asked to assess a one-eyed giant created as a facility guard and so pitted against a lotus to test its fighting skills. Not only did the giant fall to a single blow, the lotus went into a frenzy and escaped. In my opinion, compact familiars like you are far more effective than those overly large brutes, and this is my chance to prove it. Do you think you can battle a runaway combatant? So long as there's something in it for me. Of course you'll be rewarded for your efforts. Our experiment was conducted to the east, so that's as good a place as any to start looking for the lotus. Let me grab... Hang on. Quest over here. Oh, it's up there. Hang on. Is there an easy way for me to get up there? Did I fuck up? Oh, here we go. Oh, right. I also should keep an eye out for, ether current. The calm observer's colleague has been gone too long. May I ask a favor? A colleague of mine from the Thalassai is overdue to take make his report, and I need someone to give him a gentle nudge. He's currently over at Rumination's Ramble, observing some life forms newly hatched from one of our creations. But I'm afraid I'll skew the data if I show up and startle them. A familiar, excuse me, a familiar like you, however, should cause no less of a, or much less of a disruption. Would you be so kind? Here we go. An Isle surveyor is searching for an assistant. Would you assist me, familiar? As I'm sure you're aware, the floating islands of Elpis were created to provide suitable habitats for our various creations. In order to maintain their respective environments, however, surveyors such as myself must make regular assessments of their ethereal composition. To that end, I was planning to take samples from the Millennium habitat with my partner, but it seems he had an urgent engagement. Something about an unscheduled meeting with a member of the Convocation of 14. Though I'm now faced with handling this rather grueling task alone, waiting until he returns is simply not an option. As I said, it's important to gather data at regular, specific intervals. And thus am I requesting your help. So, what say you? Would you be willing to accompany me in place of my partner? I don't know. Please, I'll make it worth your while. The samples must be taken at the right time. Fine. Right, let's hurry along then. We'll need to make our way to the south. What a coincidence. I too need to go south. Are you just standing there? Those fish that swim up waterfalls. Mayhap they would be able to climb more efficiently if we slimmed down their bodies to reduce friction. Heh. The rocks in this area contain ores that can tell us about the environmental ether. We'll have to break them apart with destructive magics to collect the necessary samples. You may find that difficult with your inherent limitations, but I have a little something to help with that. Is it bombs? Here, use this concept crystal to shatter an outcrop of rock. Then bring any ore fragments back to me. Start in the east, if you would. I'll start working elsewhere, and we can meet back here. What I'm gonna start with is finding that ether current. This way? Oh, I bet it's by the well, no, not necessarily. But this is around where I found that concept crystal earlier. So yeah, I just missed MSQ bringing me nearby. Really gotta be more careful about that. Attuning with the ether current, blah, 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 blah. Yep, we know how that works. That is kind of a weird thing about Endwalker that I've noticed, though, is that usually the ether currents are, like, if not right on top of where MSQ takes us, then, like, at least visible from there. And I've noticed it's been pretty consistent that these Endwalker quests I still have to go a little out of the way to find the ether currents. Oh, here we go. Hee hee. But, oof, here we go. Fire! Oh, whoops, I'm doing this on the wrong job. I should. Good thing I haven't turned any of them in yet, but there we go. Although I may actually have to switch over to Summoner soon, just for the sake of keeping things kind of even. Because these quests are probably going to get me over to... Oh, right. Ad break. But these quests are probably going to get me to level 89. Alright, so we will wait for the ad to end to, turn in this quest, or continue it, I guess. Are there any other ether currents that we can find during the break? 400 Malm South. Hang on. So was that one that I found not the one to the south that I was originally looking for? Southwest? No. So there is one by 12 Wonders. Did it start detecting one that's up here while I was down there or something? That's dumb. Northwest. I bet that's exactly what happened. Game, please. There it is. And then the last one's probably on the last island, but might as well double check. North? More north? Yeah, this one is the last one's up there. Is that what that's Travel, ether currents. Yeah, we've got one more to find in Elpis that isn't from a quest. Okay. Oh, right. I also got new gear, huh? Let me... Gloves? Also, welcome back from the break, everybody. We found an ether current I missed. We're gonna go back to the quest we were about to turn in before the ad break started. But yeah, we're officially caught up on ether currents. The last one we need is in an area we don't have access to yet. Also remember, everybody, if you want to avoid ads on Twitch, make sure to subscribe. You won't have to deal with ads. You'll get access to my super cute emotes. And right now, for every mile that I walk, or oh my god, for every sub that I get, I am walking a mile. It is the Endwalkathon. Also, if I'm at 100 subs at the end of August, we'll do a Left 4 Dead 2 stream in September. All right, how did you fare? Ore fragment, a chunk of ore from Calamelios Zephyros that is particularly useful in measuring environmental ether. Excellent! This should give me all the information I need. Let's head back, shall we? Okay. Let's go. Thank you. Without your aid, I wouldn't have been able to properly observe how the introduction of melanoia has affected their habitat's ether. It's important to keep careful track of the environments here to make any necessary adjustments. The terrain, the flora, everything that makes up the habitat must be meticulously controlled to fit each subject under observation. Though I applaud my partner's enthusiasm for learning at the foot of a convocation member, we cannot neglect these fundamental, albeit tedious, facets of our work. Not you. Quest over here. Here we go. Can I help you? Of course, you wish to collect my concept. It's this creature I have with me. It doesn't have a proper name as such. From what I hear, the observers have been calling it Notos 642, a nod to the island it's resided on. Right. Well, I'll trust you to put this in Melegros's hands. That's a Pegasus. Yes, what is it? Oh, a new type of flower with large yellow petals. My, what a pretty flower. And you say it was called Mythos? A fine name. Many flowers are named with a special feeling in mind. So going by what you've told me, this one is in good company. Wait, is this the quest I think it is? Maybe not. I always feel much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. A familiar? Do you need something? Yeah, what do you think of this flower? A flower? It's beautiful, and it smells so lovely. Is it for me? No. Oh, just want to know if the name is suitable to you. Have you tried asking at Ctissus Hyperborea? No one knows as much about naming as them. Here's a guidebook on the subject. Take it with you and let your master decide what to do from there. I'm not even acting on my master's orders. Take that guidebook to your master and see if they want to confer with one of the experts at Ctissus. And who might you be? I think I'm here to collect your concept? Ah, you're here for my concept. Well, here it is in the flesh. Is the flesh in the room with us right now? I call it the stone mole. It secretes a fluid that eats through solid rock, giving it the ability to burrow into even the hardest terrain. It can also toughen its skin by ingesting the rock it has liquefied. Based upon those traits, I humbly request that it be given a good, strong name.
Hi there, little guy. A Russell? It's a little guy.
A familiar? Can I help you with something? Your buddy's looking for you. Oh, time to head back, is it? I was so enraptured watching the young ones frolic that I lost track of time. I just realized there's more of them I could have interacted with. Oh well. Come, come, everyone. We really must be going.
Russell.
Still want to play, do you? I guess we shall have to appeal to your bellies, then. Would you like to try feeding them? They've become much more compliant after eating, or they become much more compliant after eating some of these treats. And they're so adorable when they nibble.
Russell?
Here you go. A bag full of bugs and shellfish for the young Ziphoros 72s. Sorry, 72s. Russell, Russell.
Russell?
Here you go.
Russell, Russell.
Russell. Here you go. Russell, Russell. Russell. Russell, Russell. Here and this head back over to you. Isn't it fun watching them romp around? Yes, it's calmed down after eating its full. And they really seem to like you. Do you work with young ones often? Sometimes it feels like it. These babies are aquatic creatures by nature, but we're modifying them to adapt to life on land. They mostly eat marine insects and shellfish, and some of the larger carnivores feed off of them in turn. They also carry their eggs on their backs until they're ready to hatch. Fascinating, aren't they? Oh, but that's not why we're here, is it? I really must head back. I see. There it is. It would seem the escaped lotus came back of its own accord. They usually feed off their foes to revitalize themselves, and I imagine it hungers after running amok like that. I'll take care of the situation here. The lotus is all yours. Okie dokie. Hang on, let me get River back out here. There we go. You certainly made quick work of that lotus. I had a feeling I could count on you. As for the giant, it's far too heavy for us to move. I'll arrange for some broad-backed creations to haul it away after we return to Poitin Oikos. Is that everything? I guess that's everything. All right. I swear to God, if turning these in just barely misses me leveling up, I'm gonna be so mad. As I suspected, a smaller, more agile concept has far more facility for adapting to combat situations. Thank you for proving my theory. I'll be sure to keep your performance in mind the next time I design a familiar. Your reward, as promised. You've brought the concepts I asked for? I have. This creation concept has been certified for release into the wider world. Huzzah! Very good. And did you ask for the provisional names? The Stone Mole and Notos 642. And the mole's creator requested that it have a powerful sounding name. Some researchers do become quite attached to their creations, don't they? It may seem inconsequential, but the appropriate naming of concepts is of the utmost important. Allow me to explain. Once it has been determined that a creation is beneficial to the star, we can proceed with registering the creature's design with the Bureau of the Architect. First, however, the approved concepts must receive their official names, and as a taxonomist, it is my task to bestow them. When naming, one must strive for elegance and simplicity, all the while taking care to adhere to existing conventions and avoid repetition. The more creations we name, the more difficult it becomes to maintain this high standard. It is a demanding job, to be certain, but one which I am proud to do. For as long as this purpose guides me, I will fill this world with the most marvelous appellations I can imagine. Please, take this in exchange for completing your errand. I'll go with that one, I guess. Ah, there we go. Cool. Then let me switch over to Summoner. Then also I'm gonna do a thing real quick. If we're gonna be running around as... Where is my... Don't look! Where the fuck did I put the glamour for Elpis? Hello? Nope. Ah, there it is. How did it go? What did everyone think of the name? Ahem. Ctesis Hyperborea Guidebook. This tome contains all sorts of fascinating information about Ctesis Hyperborea's naming protocols. I see. Well, that is good to know. I won't be needing this guidebook, of course, as I can't very well ask myself for my thoughts. Oh. Or perhaps I should. It wouldn't hurt to have some confidence in the work I do, after all. As I created this flower, I thought of my beloved, an artist, and the stories she tells, or seeks to tell through her plays. My hope is that, much like a myth or legend, her work is told and retold down through the ages, hence mythos. I've decided. I'll keep the name and submit it to the Bureau of the Architect. Thank you for your help. Hold tight, Vana. I just have one more quest to turn in. Thank you for fetching my associate. If you hadn't seen or been sent to fetch me, I might have been out there for days. In any case, it's only a matter of time before our creations are approved for release into the wild. I wonder what name they'll receive. Thank you for all your help today. Here, as thanks. Alrighty. And back onto Viper for more MSQ. Yeah. We can do a little bit more. I see you the woman standing in front of your yonder building. Her name is Ismene. Ismene? She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I can recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic to you. Let us speak with Ismene. Ismene, I don't know. It's literally all Greek to me. You know more of this coming calamity, so I think it best that you lead the conversation. Alright. Oh, her. Okay. Questions? From me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Alrighty. Question time. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes and I was wondering if you might indulge her. Certainly, Mistress Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man. Reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail. and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Medion been here? I cannot rightly say. As the chief's personal creation, Medion has not been subjected to the observation and study like other concepts. Oh, or so one day she was simply there. And what do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that's what you mean. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps anyone else who could tell us more about Medion? That would be Tiamios. He has a similar expertise with flying concepts, and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and, unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your discussions concise, or your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Shizune. I think we've taken enough of Ismin's time. You are a familiar, yes? Belonging to Mistress Vana? You couldn't have been blessed with a finer master. Actually, other Asm. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague Ismin mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you're finished speaking with this Tiamios. I will start from one side of the compound and make my way through speaking to as many people as I can. We should have plenty to discuss upon your return. All right. Here we go. Yes, I am Tiamios, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. So, what is it you wish to speak about? I kind of want to, is it true you're an expert on flying creations? A fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in, and we can discuss the finer points of this fascinating craft. My deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece. Haha, oops. Tiamios launches into a rambling and unstoppable discourse. I did that on purpose, just to be clear. And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Elpis, and at last realize my childhood ambition. Here, the dreams I once dreamed are an everyday reality, in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms. An abridged recounting of events as was doubtless your disappointment. Is there any specific part you would like me to expound upon? Chief Hermes' creations. You were hoping for my opinion on Chief Hermes' creations? Then why didn't you say so? Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Medion too is a marvel, then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekes? Dynamis and Entelekes? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No. Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. As I said, I have work to be getting on with. If you wish to speak more, you'll have to wait until I've finished for the day. You're no fun. Where is she? There she is. Ah, good timing. I finished my own investigations not long ago. So, have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as his personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the Entelekes which control it, or which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth. Except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I am inclined to stay our current course, and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Medion? Aside from our unorthodox method of communication. She and her sisters were created to journey out to the stars and search for intelligent life. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? Space, bird, sky, alien life. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. Okay. Oh, over here? This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripetia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see that those two archivists have what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Okay. Oh wait, do you have anything else to share? How odd that I should suggest this approach without a second thought. You've come from a time and place that is dramatically different. Yet here we are, working side by side, or apart as the situation demands, with barely a word of explanation required. No matter the centuries which separate us, we are of the same star. We share a connection, and I hope that together we might find the answers you seek. Is it almost like you're working with an old friend? Is it almost like you're working side by side with your student, perhaps? Student, pupil, protege, whatever. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should have, or then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that, I assume you mean Medion. I do. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Medion appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Ghislaine shared with me. Ghislaine is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Medion heavensward. A host of them. For several days, she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray, do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Galeen? Of course! Or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasos, Thalassai. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed, they do. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as Azam. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still used in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. Wow, like, I will be honored. I get it, but he is basically saying, man, I can't wait until the day you die. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. Like, man, Vana, you're so curious. It's a shame it's like postponing your death. I can't wait until the day you die. I'm gonna celebrate it. The other archivists said not we haven't already heard, but this story of Galeen sounds promising. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasos Thalassai. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure.
Wow, we're so high up.
The tower ahead is still part of the Peripetia crystalline. We will need to ask for passage to the upper tier. Mistress Vana, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there's always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. That door leads to the Thalassai, but perhaps we can trouble this person for assistance with finding Galeen. Mistress Vana? I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaging in a testing phase, or in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Some parts, yes. Others, not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
She just did the Horshaphant emote. That's so mean.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath.
Hear, feel, think.
I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. A moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness.
Just before I could give that answer.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you. Please.
I do like, man, I'm so conflicted because I think there's a lot of potential in like storytelling potential with this part of the story and Vana. And like that, the whole conversation does get me emotional. I need to stop yapping about what I want to do with my video essay about Endwalker so that it's actually worth it for you guys to watch. But yeah, definitely please look forward to it. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. And we've got side quests, and we've got more MSQ, and we're at the 3-hour mark. I do need to wrap up the stream now because I gotta take Luca to chemo tomorrow. For anybody who doesn't know, my cat Luca has cancer. Chemo is expensive. Veterinary bills are expensive, so I am raising money on my Ko-fi right now to help pay for it. Or rather, to pay my mom back for it because she is currently helping me pay for things. But I'm a freelancer and she is retired and living on her savings. So if I can pay her back at least some of the money for Lucas chemo, I would really appreciate that. Any little bit helps. Even if it's just spreading the word to other people. Watching my streams also obviously helps. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 7:30 Central with more Final Fantasy XIV. Where we will be doing all those side quests that just popped up and then continuing with MSQ. So yeah, that'll be at 7:30 Central, and then Friday will be Friday Night Write starting at 8 o'clock, my writing stream, chill music, we hang out, I write, we talk about writing. And then Sunday, more Final Fantasy XIV starting at 4:30. So yeah, and in the meantime, thank you everybody so much for joining. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Join the Discord. That is the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel. Also be sure to subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. Right now I am doing the Endwalkathon, which means for every mile that I walk, or for every sub that I get, I walk a mile. The number is actually out of date. I think I might be at like 9 or 10 miles by now. I need to get one of those, under the desk treadmill things. But yeah. Words are hard. Right. Oh, right. Yes. So there's that. And also, the people have spoken. If I am at 100 subs at the end of August, we'll do a Left 4 Dead 2 stream. If I'm at 200 subs, we'll also do a repo stream. Another repo stream, I should say. But yeah, you can also follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr. I am Shizucheese in both places. But yeah, let's find somebody. Yes, no, that is correct. Let's find somebody to write on Twitch. Let's find somebody who's playing something that isn't gonna spoil the fuck out of people. Because, yeah, fortunately I am now caught up with MSQ and all the raid stuff. So, me looking for something isn't gonna spoil anybody. Let's see here. Do we have any sprouts we can water? Uh-oh, let's see if we can get this done before that. Oh, here's somebody, and maybe? What are you doing? I can't recognize what that thingy is. Oh, they're messing with glamour. Why is finding somebody to raid so hard? Wait, did Moonfire Fair start? Well, if it did, we'll do it on Sunday. Buys me time to get it done on my main. I can't wait until I'm caught up with MSQ so I don't have to worry about spoiling people. Screw it, it looks like this person's in Stormblood. Let's raid them. And before the ad break starts, too. So yeah, we're gonna raid Runo VT. And yeah, until I see you guys again, I hope you guys have a good night. Take care, and have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye.